Yeah, awesome. All right, we would like to welcome our 2021 Valspar champion winner, Sam Burns, to the media room. Sam, in your 76 career start, you've captured your first PGA Tour victory. Can you tell me about the emotions you're feeling right now?
Yeah, it really it feels good hearing you say that. But wow, what a day. Just so many people that have helped me along the way. So many people to thank, that just behind the scenes that people don't realize. And so, I owe a lot of it to them. And just, man, what a fun day. And I'm really glad that we were able to get it done.
With that, we have a lot of questions for you, so we're going to get started and open up to the media.
Okay.
Our first question comes from Doug Ferguson with Associated Press.
Hey, Sam, congratulations to you.
Thanks, Doug.
Just wanted to ask you how you felt along the back nine, and is it possible, as much experience as you get from being in that position, having a couple of close calls this season, does that make it actually harder to get your first one, do you think?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't necessarily think it makes it harder. I think it makes it you have a better understanding of what it takes, and I think having those past chances that I wasn't able to convert. I think it got me ready for this moment. Going to the back nine. Travis and I really just wanted to stick to our game plan, stick to the process of, just being really engaged on each shot, and we were able to do that.
On 14, you had a 3-shot lead yesterday that was gone by the time you finished, and so a lot can happen. Were you in any type of position to get there? Was there too much wind, and how did you play that hole? Played nicely, by the way, just the second shot.
Yeah, I think that's where Travis, he did a really good job there. He said, we're not talking yet, Keegan's hitting, but as soon as Keegan hits, we're walking over the ball, and Travis says, "Tree's in your way, we're laying up." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Tree's in the way, we're laying up." And I'm like, "Well, what about this and that?" And, he's like, "Nope, you got 180 to this number right here. It's a perfect 7-iron. This is your line." And I'm like, "Okay, let's do that." And I think that was just a moment where he knew that he knows me. He knows that I'm always trying to go pedal down. And in that situation, that just wasn't the play. It would have had to have been a cut 3-wood that would have had to cut 40 yards probably. And just he knew that if we got a good number down there, we could hit something in there close, and that's what we did. And so it's been cool to see how our relationship has progressed over the last year, because a year ago he would not have done that, and today he did, and it's one of the reasons that we were able to win today.
We're going to go over to Sean Martin with PGAtour.com. Sean, go ahead.
Just curious, how much did the injuries derail things, and when did you start to kind of finally feel normal again and able to do everything you wanted to on the golf course?
Yeah, I think really the injuries were just the injury to my ankle is more frustrating than anything. When you're not able to you're not able to perform the way you would like to and the way that you're capable of, and your body just won't allow you. It's really frustrating, and that was a moment of just me trying to push my body. I wasn't ready to play yet, but I tried to play, and just played awful for a month straight, and just finally was like, hey, this is not a good idea long term. I'm only creating bad habits, and my body doesn't feel good, my ankle doesn't feel good, and so let's just shut it down until we feel like we're ready. And that was a big learning moment for me.
And then a quick question, I want to confirm the story. Your mom installed a putting green in the backyard in return for you playing one more year of football, is that correct?
Yeah, so
what's that story from your football career?
Yeah, my 8th grade year, I was just going to play golf only. And we were always a football family. My dad played college football. My brother played college football at Louisiana Tech, both of them. And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of done with football. I'd rather just focus on golf. And she was just devastated. because that was all she ever knew was going Friday night watching football. And I said, well, Mom, how about, if I play one more year, we can have a little putting green in the backyard. That way I can still practice after football practice. She goes, okay. And so my dad got home from work that day, and my mom told him the story, and he was like, well, you agreed to that? She was like, yeah, it sounded like a good deal. And he was like, unbelievable, I can't believe you did that. But, they agreed to it, and so that was good negotiating on my part.
Cool, thank you.
With the Athletic, we have Hugh Kellenberger.
Hey, real quick, Sam, who all did you have here today? And have they been here all week, or did they get here a couple this weekend?
Yeah, my wife is here. She's been here all week. She came with me when we left home on, I don't remember, when did we leave? Tuesday. And then my parents were planning on coming on Saturday. And then they came, my sister came with them, and my brother. My brother's wife also came today, and my sister's husband came today as well. I think that's everybody, and obviously my parents.
What did it mean just for all of them to be there?
Yeah, I don't think I could have dreamed of a better moment. Just to have, my wife there who's been, we've been together for, not married, but together for 5 or 6 years. And, she's seen really good golf. She's seen really bad golf. And, she's just been there by my side for all of it. And so to have her here was really special. And just a moment that we'll get to have for the rest of our lives. We'll get to tell our kids about one day. And, to have my parents here, they sacrificed so much for me growing up. Just taking me to golf tournaments and letting me pursue my dream. Really cool. And also my brother and sister who I'm really close with, and their husband and wife too. So it was really cool.
We'll go with Daniel Rappaport with Golf Digest.
Yeah. Hey, Sam.
What's up? Uh-oh. I think he's muted. I think you're muted.
Daniel, you're muted. Go ahead and unmute yourself, please.
Sorry, having some issues here, but it seemed like everything kind of flipped on 13. You guys were neck and neck, and then that was the turning point. Keegan, water. What was going through your head in that moment? And did you kind of feel like that was the break that you needed to kind of knock out number one?
Yeah, it kind of seemed like in that moment it was going to be me and Keegan. I think we had pulled ahead by 3 or 4 shots at that point, and so, like I said earlier, you never wish that upon anyone. You never wish to see someone hit in the water. And I was hoping Keegan would play his best. I wanted to see how I would hold up and see if I could beat him with my best against his best. And, unfortunately for him, he hit in the water there. And I really felt for him. That's just, I've been there, I've done that. And so I think for me, I was just trying to focus on 2-putting that ball. I knew that was going to be a challenging hole. I knew where that pin was. There's just no way to really get that ball close. And so you're just trying to make a 3 there, and I was able to do that.
And then you spoke about how you really stayed in the process with your caddy. You cited 14 as an example. I'm curious, at Riviera a few months ago, you had, after making the turn, did you ever feel like there was a moment there where you started thinking about it, or you got ahead of yourself? But what was different about this time versus last at Riviera?
Yeah, well, I think at Riviera I was fighting my golf swing a little bit. It appeared that I was playing really good golf, but I didn't feel like I actually was. And I think, this week I just felt so much more confidence with what the golf ball was doing and the control that I had. And so, it was funny, we got on the putting green this morning and the wind starts picking up, and I look at Travis and I'm just like, I hope it blows. I hope it keeps blowing. And he's like, yeah, me too. Just because we knew that we had the control that we wanted, and you don't get that very often. It's something we're always searching for out here, and so just to have that a little bit of confidence today was big.
Awesome. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
We have a question from John Romano with Tampa Bay Times.
Hey Sam, congratulations. You
Thank
said
you.
earlier that you have a better understanding after those close calls, a better understanding of how to win a tournament like this. I'm wondering if you could just go into a little more depth in what you mean about that.
Yeah, for sure. I think I always thought that you had to play perfect golf to win. I always thought that you had to play your absolute best on a Sunday to win. And after those experiences, I realized that it's not the case. I was trying to do too much. And so today, I think, when I say talking about us sticking to our process and sticking to our game plan, we knew that coming in today, the golf course was going to play difficult. And so I just think Travis and I just had a good understanding. We were on the same page about, the shots that we were trying to hit in the greens. And that's just something he's really, really good at. And, man, a lot of this credit really does go to him.
Next, we have Adam Schupak with Golf Week.
Hey, Sam, just a quick clarification. Which ankle was it that you broke?
My right.
Okay. And you mentioned that this was a dream come true. When did the dream of winning a PGA Tour event, when did that begin?
Yeah, I think as a kid, growing up with my buddies, I grew up with some really good players. And so, just being on the putting green when you're 10 or 11 years old and like, I have this putt to win whatever tournament. And I can just remember hitting that putt so many times. And you just hope and practice so hard to have that opportunity. And it was just, man, after I hit the bunker shot on 18, I just got kind of choked up thinking about that moment and thinking about you wanted to have that opportunity so bad for so long, and now you do. So it's really special for me.
And the tee shot on 11, did you think that was maybe headed out of bounds?
No, I knew there was a little bit of room there. There's those two trees just left of the bunker. It's such a weird shot too because I'm not very good at drawing my driver. I usually cut it, and so it's kind of weird just to see that ball come off and drawing that much with the wind. And it was definitely a fortunate break. It was a break that I needed. And sometimes I think it's just you got to have a couple of those to win, and that was one of them.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We have time for just a few more. We'll go back over to Doug Ferguson with Associated Press.
Sam, I wanted to go back to John's question from a minute ago. If somebody were to ask you, what does it take to win out here? How much different would your answer be now than it would have been a week ago?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Did you graduate LSU?
Did I graduate from LSU?
Yeah.
Yeah, in 2 years.
Okay. No excuses now, Sam.
Yeah, it's like I said. I think before this moment, before I won, I really thought that I just needed to play so well and I needed to do everything perfect. I couldn't make a mistake, and that's just not true. I think for me today, I just knew that if I could put the ball in the right spots with the golf course playing difficult, that I was putting it well enough that I liked my chances. And so I don't know, I think everybody's different, but for me it was just managing the golf course, managing my ball around the golf course, and putting ourselves in the right spots.
Perfect. And then one way out of left field here. When you got your invitation to the PGA at Bethpage, did that surprise you?
When I received the invitation?
Yeah. You're about, I don't know, 1/10 in the world, 1/11, something like that.
Well, I wouldn't say that I was surprised. I was happy.
Happy.
But
Yeah.
I think I had a chance to get in. It wasn't like, oh, wow, I didn't expect this at all. Not one of those type of moments. But it's definitely something I was excited, to have the opportunity.
Okay. Thanks. And
Yeah.
we'll let Sean ask about the Masters maybe, unless he won't. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
Unless there are any other questions, we'll finish up with Sean Martin with PGAtour.com.
Just curious, when you come out here after a good college career and then obviously in 2018 all the success, it probably can get easy to be impatient about winning, but it sounds like you have a really good perspective on the close calls before. Is there someone who's helped you with that perspective, or where does it kind of come from?
Yeah, I think Jesus Christ. I think just knowing that my timeline isn't always best. My timing isn't always right, and so just trusting, knowing that if I don't win, I can be okay with that. If I do, give Him the glory. And so just being able to trust that, and obviously at times, it's frustrating. It's you want things to happen, but just really deep down believing that His timing is perfect and His plan is perfect, and so just trying to trust in that.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
That's all the questions we have. Thank you for taking the time for joining us, and again, congratulations.
Thank you.